You know what I mean?
So we opening up today with a topic. Well, first of all, let's say. Well, first of all, how can I say this?
We back with another episode. It's your man J9.
And school do what it do.
You know what I mean? And we about to let y'all basically have a conversation with us. Or therefore of importance in which, you know, topics that go on, we're gonna address and talk about it in a way that might be not unpopular or might not be popular, might I say. And I guess for the most part, you know, we've been brainstorming, you know, always having little conversations about shit, and we won't really get around the titles. Everybody, you know, a person to kill a person for a title, a person to do, you know, almost anything, fuck a person over for a title. Some people rarely appreciate their title, but most people take advantage of their titles. What you think?
I mean, so once again, how my fans doing out there, or people in America. My thing is basically about titles. Whoa, let's start at home, cause that's where most of us learn certain things, certain morals, and certain content in life. Just before we get out that door and start running that street. Or maybe going to school or bettering our education or getting a job. But everything starts at home. And these titles at home, to me, seem a little absurd. You know, people thinking that you have to, or you got to, or you gotta go out the way, or you must. So we're gonna drop a couple of little knowledge about that and see where that take us this session.
All right. So, what in your mind? What title do you think is the best title for a person to have? So, all right, let's just brainstorm on that. You got titles like you can have boss, that's a title. Being a boss is a title. Being a leader is a title. Being a husband is a title. Being a wife is a title. Being a friend is a title. Being a family member is a title. Being a friend is a title. All these titles.
How do they affect us today? So I like to start at home. Titles at home. Husbands and wives and children. And sometimes you have nieces and nephews because they close to the family. So, you know, I have like my son. Got an oldest son, you know, from time to time he might ask for a couple of dollars, or he might ask for certain things that he needs for his cosmetics or household supplies. I don't mind on things like that because those things are essential that we all need. But sometimes these kids think they're entitled and feel that they gotta, or they deserve, or they don't have to work for certain things. And I feel offended at times, you know, because, you know, when we was growing up, we all wanted things too, but at the same token, these rules was passed down and they was brought down from different generations until it got to us in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and now we're here in the 2000s. So I'm gonna wake it up with get off your ass.
Yeah, when it comes to like the kids and their titles, that's one of them things that I'm kind of glad you brought up. Kids. So the kids with their title, is something that most parents or most people don't really think about 20 years from the time they have them and what they're producing to put out into the world. So, because you might be somebody's son or somebody's daughter, and initially, you don't expect a 1 month year old or 1 year old, or even, to a lesser degree, a 5 year old to do certain shit around the house, to play that game, to play the, be responsible game. But what happens is that 0 to 5 years somehow carries over from 5 to 10 years. When in that gap, because a person only gonna do what they're accustomed to, and that's take advantage of that title. Not in parents, we do a bad job allowing them to take advantage of that title because of our own agenda. So, because whether it's the mother or the father, of course we know most houses, fortunately for you, your kids and everybody is under the same household with their mother and father. But for the most part, it's a split in households, and the mother playing games with the father, trying to do more than the father, and some fathers try to do the same thing with the mother. That tug of war. So in that tug of war, the kid, the one that's really like actually, especially when they're younger, benefiting because the mother, she gonna try her best to do wild shit just to give the father's ass the kiss. So you see shit like low ass babies with iPhone 16s and stuff like that. That ain't because the kid need that phone. It's because the mother want to be able to take credit for their kid having something.
Well, I'm gonna cut in for a second, and I went to Google, and where it state if you type in family titles, it state family titles can refer to several things. It could be title that's used for families to describe a member or role or relationship, such as moms and dads and uncles and aunts. It also refers to titles used in photos, albums, and scrapbooks, describing families, like our story so far, or a legendary of love. These situations for families and these titles, they're common in so many ways to address family members and their roles and relationships, like moms and dads and grandmoms and grandpas, and etc. When I think of situations like this, as far as grandmoms and grandpas or moms and dads, these folks really help out, take care of the youth or the young ones in the family. And at times when we struggling, these young ones or young folks don't get to see it until they reach probably what they call it, puberty or above puberty, and they still might don't see it until they out there on their own. But at the end of the day, it's most common in America, where most families and most people in our generation, no matter the color, creed, or what, they feel entitled. And I like to elaborate more on to why they feel entitled. What makes them feel so entitled? Such could it be money? Could it be feeling like they want to support the family, do a better job than you could? Or is their education makes them feel that way? Or street friends or homeboys?
That's a great question.
So to me, I know we gotta do more research and get our feet more into, in the field, so to speak. And I asked my man Jay now, where do you think that we should start? As a community advisor.
Well, Oh man, unfortunately, we gotta hit the reset button, bro. We gotta hit the reset button. We gotta put the man back in control of being the dominant figure of the household. Not to diminish women, but they not built for taking care of the handling no wild animals that are kids, yo. The truth is, most of the all our kids until they understand how to work and operate are wild animals, domesticated wild animals, and it take really, first of all, excuse me for I guess I wasn't born in the 20s, but or nowhere near it, but we need to bring back real ass whippings. Get CPS out of there. All that old bullshit the schools teaching them. Bring the real ass whippings back. We bring ass whippings back. We bring back some civility in the household.
Well, at one point in time, I did agree with bringing ass whippings back because of how we was raised. So, over time, I learned how different things change and how we got to deal with growth, and will that same tactic will work today on these youth. And I can't say it will or if it won't. What I can say is a certain type of respect you get when you do let a person or individual know that they just can't get away with whatever they're getting away with. And even though the law holds our kids, our babies, they hold our babies accountable for whatever they do, and they just learning themselves. I mean, at the same time, you can't expect a baby or a teenager to understand the same as adult would know. But going back to these titles, as far as how they present themselves, it all starts at home. And I believe, we need to discuss some of these family problems and these impacts on our children. These families, these different families in America with these main problems and different roles and therapies to resolve these problems.
True.
So with saying that, I can't tell you that I got the antidotes or the resource, but I'm here to put my hands and my feet into the work. Right now, most importantly, I want to shout out that we are helping. We got this company right now helping musicians to grow. There's different things that we offer. We offer stability. We offer also helping guide young youth to better their life and their lifestyles in America, even growing up, because young black men and women go through this struggle.
So that's true. What I will say is, back to how you feel about the whipping ass part, what I will say is, it's not necessarily whipping ass. What I would say is, I think at a certain age, you're not whipping ass. You either abusing or you fighting. So what I would say is, you whip ass when whipping ass is not as forceful. So basically, you want to install into the toddler's brain. So this is what I'm gonna say. It's things you can do from the age of around the time they start. You noticing they crying for they being that type of attention type of shit, right? So what I would say from like the age of 1 to 3 is little things you could do, because they only gonna know that you are God to them. So that's why they say, install the fear of God and your kids of you. Because when they younger, you ain't gotta whip their ass but so hard. You ain't gotta do the most. But guess what? It still got the same impact. So when they get 6, they gonna know this motherfucker crazy. He ain't whipped my ass in 4 years, or he ain't do nothing to me in 4 years, but this motherfucker crazy. He love me, but he crazy. And I know at 6, I don't want, you just want the kids to know that you will do it. And the only way to do that is to do it early. That way you ain't got to do it when they 10. You ain't got to be trying to fight on no big ass kid when they 14. Because they going to have that respect. I don't know how big or tall this motherfucker is, but I think this motherfucker could take me.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You would just look at it like that. And you ain't going to have to whip ass another day of your life. What they say, you should be able to look at your kid, give them that look, and they know, like, okay, time to shut it down. So, right? Time to shut it down. If not, don't start it at all. Don't start it up. But if you got to give them the look, it's time to shut it down.
But at the same time, shutting things down, that I wouldn't mind, even hitting this topic even a little more, that, shutting it down, we will all love to say, oh, let's shut it down. Just shut it down. Let's lock our kids in the closet, or let's put them on timeout. And we see today that even grown men and women, you lock them down. You don't give them no resource. All you thinking about is throwing them in a cage and say that's going to rehabilitate them. Like they said for many years and many years to come, that we gotta find different resources. We gotta find different activities. We have to. It's a must. It's plenty of activities. It's plenty of things to do. Going back to the title, we never had left the title, but it's a question to me, JR, that a lot of young youth, the first thing they claim to say out their mouths is, I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm bored. My thing is, being bored is like, it don't even fit in my, what they say, my vocabulary. Like I'm stumbling, but yeah, it just don't fit in my vocabulary, because for one, back then, and I can't compare back then with now because things are different, but let's say we bored, right? But as long as you have money, you're not bored. People with money be bored. People with wealth be bored. I mean, you can be bored off of anything just because you're not creating, you're not thinking.
It's a cell phone.
You're not, and plus you have technology out here that can help you from not being bored. I tell my kids all the time.
Not being bored, they don't have what you had. They got this. You didn't have this. You had to figure it out in your head. You had to be creative. You didn't have a reason to be bored. You know what you did when you was bored? You know what you did when you was bored?
You sure you know what I did when I was bored?
I can promise you. I can tell you something. You sat there. You seen some little niggas on the block. You cut them out of a milk carton crate, and you put up a basketball goal for them.
Okay, that's one. But that's one for outside.
They don't got that.
Outside,
you know what you did? You know what you did? You didn't say, and I gotta talk about you, because you did it the other day. You didn't say, okay, son, I'm gonna show you how to be hands-on and make a basketball goal. You bought him one. You stripped every little experience you had away from him.
Who's that?
Your son. Didn't you just put up a basketball goal in the back?
Yeah.
Right. How did you have to make your basketball goals?
I don't know.
There you go. So we do it. We're
the
growing.
container that the milk carton comes into.
Yeah.
Is the crate.
The crate.
Crate. We call them the crate.
Right. So even though, because technology allows you to do, we always want to do something for our kids that we didn't have done for us, but we don't realize we're stripping them from naturally knowing how to create some of this shit that's already in front of them. You don't gotta wait for me to buy your basketball goal. Go cut you out a car and shoot some hoops.
Or mark on the ground and play hot scotch.
Bro, Carmelo Anthony
hot scotch or
played on a milk carton crate.
Wow. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So to answer your question, not to put no blame on you, because we always was taught, yo, if when I had kids, this is how you supposed to think. They're not going to go through what I go through. See, we wouldn't do that because, first of all, we had no internet for our mothers to just get over there and buy some basketball goal. And then two, they didn't have the money to just go buy some fucking stand-up basketball goal. People had it down there, but most people had the milk carton crate.
If they wanted to. Or young guys. I don't want to keep speaking about just guys like it's a guy thing. I mean, let's keep it 100. I don't want to take it off the topic, but we have girls and boys and men and women. But right now we're talking about titles for us kids and kids that's underneath let's go with the age of 15. Anything over 15, they should be really into reading, educating themselves, and a little more researching on what they want to do in life, and also what motivates them. But getting back to these kids under 15, like we was stating how when I was young, you know, it's not just about just throwing up a basketball goal, which we call it a crate, but you got young girls that love. I remember back in the day they loved to do cheerleading, go to the school football, basketball.
The little
games,
girls was in the marching band. Yeah, it was in all that shit.
I mean, it's all type of. I ain't gonna say. I'm gonna keep it real. I ain't how you say?
That's what we here for. We ain't here to like shovel all those shit.
No, I'm just saying for certain words. Like it's different things that we all can be involved in. I mean, during the summertime, most kids think, well, when it's summertime, the only thing we can do is what? Go to the pool.
Yeah.
There's so many places you can go besides the pool. You can go to the museums, you can get to know about your city, you can get to know about something important to you.
Like YBS Scholar say, all of that. Below it?
Well, I mean, we all individuals. We all individuals. So
this bitch.
I can't really say they not what people would love to do or what they like to do, but find something that works for you.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Know,
it's not even that. They would never know. They would never know what worked for them because all they doing is one thing, like you said. It's so much other shit you could do. It's back to what you just brought up 5 minutes ago. You have no reason to be bored.
No reason. I mean, most kids, like, no offense to single moms, they doing a great job, but 9 times out of 10, when we look at a single mom on television or in real life, it's mostly they confined to my kid's gonna play sports, or my kid's gonna play basketball, or my girl, she's gonna do ballet, something that's typical, the average keep up with the Jones does. And it's other things, because I mean, I'm not saying that my daughter doing something totally different. But right now, you got art. You know, my daughter, she what 15, and she draw for right now, and that what motivates her. My son, like I said a minute ago, most moms, you know, they jump on what the school offers, and the schools really offer like sports or certain activity, and most kids just not into just sports and into art. You know, you got kids, you know, you look at men and women today, they build in all kinds of, they successful in all kinds of areas. So it's not just sports. I remember the great Tupac said in one of his little, how you say, interviews, where he said, we don't need any more singers. We don't need any more rappers. We don't need any more basketball players. We don't need any more tennis players. We don't need any more of that. What we need is doctors, lawyers. Not saying those are the main key. We need construction workers. We need teachers. We need plenty of teachers. Teachers from all kinds of fields, not just school teaching, but even you got moms, like they say, it takes a village to raise the kids. We need young men and women from the neighborhood that you know, done something, even fell off at times, and then they got back on their feet.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, you know, a lot of that really is speaking to a brick wall in today's world. That's why I say reset the shit, because you'll be so now everybody attention span is shot. So, for example, you make a great point, and for example, you want to do that, but the parents' attention span ain't. It's shot. The attention span is shot. So they're not paying attention to what their kid might actually be into, because they want to play the go along, get along game, follow the trend. So it's going to be typical. But if they actually paid attention to what their kid was into, for example, you might got this one kid, right? Little baby. He could be two. He could be 1, 2, 3, whatever. And he going around the house. Every time you see this little nigga, he fucking with the outlets and the cords and shit. Ain't nobody gonna say, okay, this little nigga might be into this shit. Let me see how he grabs it and teach him what he messing with. Then all they gonna tell me is, don't bow, stop that. No, he might really be into that.
Yeah, stop that. Don't do this.
He might be into that.
And that's what I mean. It's not all about basketball and tennis.
They not paying attention to that. They paying attention to whatever the good. What they pick up the phone. Why they pay attention to it? Because they gonna see a football player. Why they pay attention? They gonna see a basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
They not gonna see an electrician.
Mm-hmm.
They not gonna see a principal. Oh, this little nigga smart. He might can run the whole school.
I kind of found out
they not gonna see that.
Day that my son into science.
Right. So, but you gotta cater to it though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You gotta cater to it.
And all along, we thinking that he probably like basketball or something. But
he could like that and like both. He could like both.
No.
Let me give you a fact. The
I'm
G is Jizza. G is Jizza for the woo. But follow me on this. The G is Jizza for the woo, right?
Been in my story.
No, I ain't been in it. Listen, the G is Jizza from the woo. What I'm saying to you is, y'all can notice he might like basketball, but he might also like science.
Yeah, but what I mean, you know what you know, but I'm only speaking on what I know. I don't want no one to twist what I know for a fact. Because what I'm saying is what I'm saying. Basically, we already know now. It's not that we guessing. So at the beginning, what I was saying is, we thought that it was like basketball or something like that, but we kind of find out that he's into science. He likes to figure out other things. He's not just wanting to just throw a ball. Now, I'm not saying that he don't like basketball also. That's not what I said.
I ain't say you said
I
that.
said that, you know, we started off with him with basketball. He could end up liking computer awareness, and then still like both of them.
Yeah.
But his heart is more into computer awareness. But that's what
Cater
I'm
to
trying
it.
to say. Yeah, so that's what I'm making up. I'm actually agreeing with your statement,
Yeah,
but when
because
I repeated
you might not, it might surprise you, but the James Jisson from the Wolf, he a professor at a college for astronomy. He a professor. He not a rapper right now. He's a professor at a college teaching science.
a lot of great black
So
artists, not just artists, but great American people, African American, whatever they want to consider their ethnical background is. I mean, we all doing great things, and we just love to see more of it. You know, a lot of us also, what I really want to touch on, that most of us just not, it's not just only the parents. Because I can look at it and say, or we can all look at it and say, it's just the parents' fault. It's just the parents' fault. Because they not guiding the kids down these roads. Well, it takes two to mingle, and it takes two to accomplish anything or any goal. So the same way, like if in the beginning of life when you raising a baby, you know, a mama can always do what to a baby? Try to breastfeed the baby. But it's up to the baby if the baby wants to take the milk from the breast or not. Some babies don't accept it from the breast. Some does. So we going back to with the titles, even though you got a young infant, you know, not even a teenager or you know, elementary, I can't begin to break down the stages of the young folks. But my point is that no matter what age it is, it takes two to tangle. It takes two heads to want to work together. Most kids don't want to work with their parents. They think they too old. They think they don't know nothing. They think they dumb. They think they not educated. They don't think they hip or cool enough. Well, if you don't think they cool enough, first of all, why should they be cool or cool enough? Do you think your teacher cool enough? Do you think your boss on the job cool enough? Do they gotta be cool enough to hire you? You telling me your mom and dad gotta be cool enough to be your mom and dad? Come on, man. And I said like that, and I dare any one of y'all hate how I said, because I already know, and I can look in the eyes, and most of you, I'ma call you fake ones. Why I say fake ones? Because you can't even be real to your own siblings, the ones brought you in this world. You can't even keep it real with them. So I wouldn't even expect for you to keep it real with me. But let's start with that. Keeping it real with your own mother and father, regardless of what circumstance you're in. Because most young folks always want to come up with this. We had it bad. Well, guess what? Before your mom and your pops had you, they had it bad. And they've been struggling and trying to get out the situation they in. And when they had you, they probably was still in the situation. You ain't think about that. So let's stop for a moment, J9, and let's say this. Let's say your parents are deceased and you came in this world by yourself. Are you gonna do greater? Because most time I don't see doing greater. All I see is a bunch of hurting and a bunch of crime, criminal activities just to try to get ahead. I don't see no brilliant from some youth, but the majority is always outnumbered. So talk to me. Tell me, what are you doing for your community? Let us know what you're doing for your community. Because we need help also. We all need help. Just not in the boat by yourself.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is, you know, we need help, but what happens is, don't nobody want to help nobody when they people when we not helping each other. People will help when they see us helping each other, whether it's a community, a city, a region, a country.
I would like to say they like the help in these, let's say, three areas. When you made it, when they see that you get some type of attention, and if they see that one flow, you know that one flow. That flow is what? That cash flow. Because you can be nobody that no one knows, and a person can actually bump against you in any local store and see you spend money, like real cash, or from the card, how many items you got in your cart. State how much you spending. So it's all kinds of ways you can peep. You know, I didn't watch different little episodes, and I'm gonna let you take it. I done seen different little, what they call them, social media, different clips where guys walk up to someone at a gas station and rob them. How would that individual know what that person had? Some situations,
Right.
some situation people scope out people. What's that word? Plot. Means sit around and watch.
Fox them out.
But that takes a lot of time. You know, these streets, we in America, we not professional. Like they said, we don't make bombs. We don't bring drugs into America. We don't do none of that. We basically get the back burner off all this shit, but we pay for the crime. We pay for all that shit. And we gotta learn not to continue with our youth and our young ones, because at the end of the day, none of us ain't young no more. You can say what you want to say. I'm 15, I got a newborn baby. Or I'm 16, I got a newborn baby. By the time your child turn to what? 5 years old, you be what? You 15 or 16, you be 20. You be 20. And then at the end of the day, by the time your child turn what? 16, a teenager that you used to be, they gonna call you old. So, I mean, y'all can keep walking around here, keep telling your mother and your father, you old, that's old. You're gonna be that age one day. And watch how you feel when someone said, you old. You're gonna be like, 37 ain't old. I didn't watch the clip from them little clips with them people. It'd be like a guy or a girl be lined up with a group of opposite sex bust balloons. And I noticed how confident, you might say, let's say for instance, let's take me for instance. I'm the guy and there's a bunch of women lined up, right? And soon I walk in the room, they got the choice to bust the balloons or not. But soon I get up there, they ask me what's my age, and I say, I'm 41. Or I'm 31. Someone that's 17 or 20 something going to sit there off the break and say, that's too old for me.
Yeah.
That's too old for me.
At some point in time, you're too old.
That's too old for me. But you just had a kid at what age?
They conveniently want to be grown when they want to be grown.
It's people like, fuck, it's just people just, I don't think they rap too tight here. And not thinking before you speak is really the problem. A lot of us speak, and I admit, a lot of time I speak without even thinking. I admit, but that's the problem. There's a lot of problem, but that's one of the problems too. A lot of us just don't take time to just think before we make our action or what they call it, make your move.
Yeah, think it out.
We so eager to jump like we gonna die tomorrow or if I don't like so getting back to these titles, basically what I'm trying to say is that when I say jump to conclusion or jump, we could be hungry and need food for our family, so we'll get out there and sell drugs because that's the only option. Or we'll get out there and rob someone because that's the only option. But my thing is, whatever you choose to do that you know in your heart is not right, what makes you think that that was your only last choice? Meaning, as like you can't wake up tomorrow, like I don't want to confuse you. So let's say, for instance, you just say, "Study, I robbed this guy. I just not do nothing." That means tomorrow you waking up to a whole fresh new day to figure this shit out. But you take it upon yourself, go rob 'em. Now, yeah, they don't know who you is, but the law is looking for you.
Yeah, I mean, to the
Now the situation is being looked out, broadcast for this person. It don't have to be crime. It could be, we can talk about like social service, for instance. You know, you might make a decision, should I get food stamps or not? And then you'll be like, well, I'm not gonna go get no food stamps. I'm gonna go out here and prostitute. That's what most people into, you know, they don't make no money, they don't follow no other option, they shaking their ass or they run to the strip joint and they think that's better than like they're down a prostitute on the street cause they working on the inside. Men and women thinking cause they work on the inside of a building, they better than the motherfucker outside. Well, you know, I'm better than you. They don't say they better than you, but that's what it
no, that's
boils
what
down
they
to.
show it. That your actions speak louder than words, and they show that they think they better than you.
And my thing is, it's not about being better. It's about like we said once before, Jana. It takes a village. So while you sitting there on your ass thinking your moms and your dad or your mother and father supposed to raise you, it's a village out there. Like when you not around your mother and father, who you outside with? I know when we was outside playing hoops, my mother and father wasn't out back. It might be somebody uncle or somebody big brother out back or big homie or big aunt or something like that. It don't be no mother and father. Sometimes it might be somebody else, mother and father. But at the end of the day, it ain't your mother and father. So you got different people are raising us. And I know most of you young folks respect the brother or sister in your neighborhood. Keep on. My thing is, once y'all get their phone numbers and react with them, you know, talk to them on a daily basis. Ask them how do they feel when they go through losing a home, or if their gas and electric get turned off, or if they don't have money this particular day. Should I panic? Should I just... Because most people just panic and just start doing shit that... And I'm one of them. I'm one of the main motherfuckers. I'm not even going to sit here and say and point like
We all panic
everybody
in
else
our
shit.
own way.
But at the end of the day, I have done it and I have learned that that's not the way.
I mean, when I was
And at
younger,
the end of the
the
day,
funny thing about you saying that, because when I was younger, you should always tell us when we was younger not to panic.
but we all find out. I learned that we all from different times in our life. We might panic. We might panic when we go walking down the aisle with your girlfriend that's soon get ready to be your wife, or your wife soon to be.
Shout out, baby.
What about her
You be
husband?
married soon, baby. Go ahead.
Hey, Nettie. Shout out to Nettie.
Yeah,
And shout out to my fam too.
I'm just saying, when we was
Hey,
younger,
Jack.
when we was younger, the number one thing you would say to niggas is, yo, calm down, don't nobody panic. Don't nobody panic. Everything gonna be alright, don't nobody panic.
Wow, start getting out. You know, many niggas said that over time, and a lot of homies just never, they heard it, but if they think about it, if they take a moment and just think about it, you've been in so many situations where this the number one area you might have heard that don't panic, or don't turn around. Don't you know, you're in a car and the police get behind you, and what your homie say? Yo, the police behind us. Don't do what?
Yeah,
Don't turn around.
Yeah,
Don't
act
panic.
like
Don't panic. Don't turn around. Cause you turn around, they gonna what?
Yeah, they gonna know you on some shit.
They know that they seen you when you turn your head.
You shake it.
Yeah. Once you turn your head, it's a ball game. Cause if I was an officer and I see someone turn, that means from the beginning they didn't notice we was behind them. But if they turn their head, that's stating that now they know we behind them. Now they about to move differently. You feel me? So we all heard that saying. You know, some of us might have heard it in church. You know, you know, you supposed to be focusing on the ceremony, and all of a sudden you turn around and look to see what's in the back, and Sister Johnson told you. Sister Johnson said, "Hey, school, do what it do. Won't you turn your head back around and look at the ceremony?"
Dumb shit, right?
You ain't gonna get no sweet potato pie.
Sweet potato pie. Well, shit.
All them sisters love making sweet potato pie.
And potato salad.
Oh, and potato salad. They love that potato salad.
Yeah.
They love that potato salad. Cause you know what? Potato salad, not to get all the topics. I don't take this wrong. We all know everybody can't cook.
Speaking of potato salad, whoever y'all know that make the best potato salad y'all know, just type their name in the comments. Let us know who make the best potato salad you can find. But yeah, everybody can cook. I don't even eat everybody cooking, but
like I was telling my wife, that everybody can cook, and certain things like potatoes and potato salad. Now, potato salad has to be seasoned.
I don't like it.
But certain depends on who make it. I like it. Certain foods, some people season too much, so you gotta have that side food that really don't have no season to it to accommodate too much season on your chicken or too much season on your steak.
That's what it be.
And
I don't like none of that shit.
Shit.
Potato salad, chicken salad, seafood salad. I don't like none of that shit, yo.
Well, I can't eat no seafood.
I don't like coleslaw. I don't like none of that shit.
What?
None of that shit, my nigga. None of that shit. Like, potato salad, maybe. But it seems like a nigga just trying to make, they playing, when you make shit like that, it feel like you playing the Jesus making water into wine shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you just dressing up the obvious. What's the difference between potato salad and the french fries?
I'm going to hit you home with potato salad because
What's the difference between
The
potato
sisters
salad and a bag of
love.
potato
Let
chips?
me tell you something, baby. The sisters, when you think about Thanksgiving or to our fans, we're not jumping off the subject, but just to speak on this food demonstration. When you talk about female sisters or special black sisters, they make that potato salad.
No,
Regardless if it's good or
No.
not good. Hold on.
they take pride in that shit.
Oh, exactly. So my thing is when you speak on it, it reminds me of something else they take pride in is those them eggs.
Deviled eggs.
Double eggs.
Yeah.
Double.
No, I
eggs.
love them.
They taste like the daggone taste.
It's the same thing. That's what I'm
Same like to
saying.
me.
Like, that's why I just think some of that shit is too far. Now, deviled eggs is creative. But at that point, when you get the potato
I wouldn't
salad,
even know how to make. I don't even know how to make that.
whatever they do, I don't know how to
couldn't
make
make
it either. But I'm saying,
I got
potato
ideas.
salad. But think about what you gotta. How many times they done used potatoes that you wasn't done using it. You had to make it a salad. Think about what you got potatoes.
Well, double eggs ain't. I don't think have potatoes in it.
You know what I'm saying? Name all the egg things you can do with eggs.
I know.
And think about check it out. And think about all the things that's being done with potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
So let's name them. You got French fries, right? That's potatoes, right? You got potato chips. That's potatoes. You got a baked potato, right?
Mm-hmm.
What else you got that's a potato?
Right. You said fries.
I said baked, French fries, potato chips.
You talking about what all you
You
can
got
do with
home
potatoes?
fries, right?
Yeah. So you got the home fries. You got hash browns.
Hash browns.
You got they got the curly fries.
Well, that's
with-
French fries.
Yeah, but you gotta make it separate because they put it on the market. I figured.
As separate, yeah.
What they got? Well, that's not potatoes, but they say
You got mashed potatoes,
You got, of course, you got mashed potatoes.
right?
Yeah. You got so much stuff we can't name them all, but
Yeah.
you know, it'd be nice for everyone to
Name everything you can do with potatoes. Just write it in the comments. And
something simple, not just saying.
I mean, let it be legit.
I'm not saying
Legit shit that everybody might
So
eat.
what I'm asking you are you saying what you do with potatoes? Like now, you gotta be specific. Hold on.
Okay.
Just chill for 1 second.
Alright.
You gotta be specific because potatoes can go into everything. We're not saying
Soup,
that.
all that. No, all that. I'm saying all that. I'm saying
That's
anything.
too much.
And want me to tell you why? Exactly. That's the point I'm trying to make. So when you get around it, put it like this. You got one
I
potato.
thought you was saying basically how you can carve it into different
I'm talking about
things.
everything you might use
That's
it for.
ridiculous.
What I'm saying to you, that's why I say I don't like potato salad. Because it seemed like niggas done got ridiculous with it.
Well, it's kind of like starch.
But I'm saying,
it's
if-
kind of like starch. It's almost in everything.
What I'm saying to you is, if you got
Oh,
a potato,
some type of
would you
war.
rather, answer this question as an individual, would you rather have what would you rather have, a baked potato or potato salad?
The first one.
Baked potato?
Yeah.
I agree. What would you rather have, French fries or potato salad?
I'm gonna say French fries.
Why? We just said that the bitches take pride into making that shit.
But alright, so why? Because first of all, people are hooked on the fried food.
There we go.
That's
I mean,
number one.
I'm saying,
They're hooked on the fried food.
any question I ask you,
A lot of
don't
us
ask-
ain't even supposed to have fried
right.
food.
So,
That's why
potato
you
salad
talk
would be
about
more
bacon.
natural, right?
Yeah.
It would be normal, but what I'm saying is, but in comparison to what we might choose first.
Even a child, even a baby, we go back with the title thing, which we don't want to get too far away from.
No, because they're all full circle. No,
Yeah.
you can come back into
So
it.
you take a child, someone that never been here, just born, and you know that the potato salad is more official for that baby to consume. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not talking about the hunks of potatoes. I'm talking about everything else.
Everything's in it.
Everything's in it that's mashed up.
Yeah.
You can
It's a
serve.
combination.
You can serve to a baby and it can consume it. But like French fries, you wouldn't want to get that to a baby because it's fried and
What
it
about
got
mashed
some hard.
potatoes?
Of course, mashed potatoes because it's something that
So if you had the baby,
easily,
right? You
easily
had the
go
baby
down.
right there. What would you grab with the baby? Mashed potatoes.
So
or
it's
potato
kind of
salad?
like when you got your tonsil pulled or you got a tooth pulled, you consuming food that is more broken down.
Mm-hmm.
You can certain foods you can blend, but outside of blending, we're not talking about blending. We talking about that's already like potatoes. They already once you whip it up, it's all like instant potatoes. But if you talking about hard potatoes, you gotta mash that on up and stuff. However you do it. So we ain't going all into that.
I'm giving the audience a what I like. So out of all the potato things, don't get me potato salad. Fine, I take everything before that. Baked potato. I really love baked potatoes. I ain't had one of them in a minute. When the last time you had a baked potato?
Well, the famous place that I always knew, you know, and I ain't ashamed, Wendy's. I mean,
Oh yeah, they do got them business.
they rock with the baked potatoes. I'm for sure that different restaurants have baked potatoes, but yeah, I will roll with the baked potatoes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know,
so,
Wendy's got the child quite short. Any famous restaurant got baked potatoes. It tastes even probably even better with better stuff. But yeah, that's what I would take.
Another question for the comments and all everybody that's fucking with us. Do you know any female in your life that make a banging ass baked potato? Any female in your life that make a banging ass baked potato? Because we know they take pride in their potato salad. You might get the shit smacked out you fucking with that potato salad. But what about the baked potatoes, mashed potatoes? Who makes some good ass mashed potatoes? All that shit. You know, simple shit, whatever. Just whatever female you know that can cook some badass potato shit, just let us know. But yeah, I mean, you got anything you want to talk about? Get about it.
What you mean? I want to talk about.
No, I'm saying,
of course, we back to same old with title before we run up out of here, and I would like just the touch on when we speak on these titles, and we speaking on this the ceremony about only in this session about bars families with titles, not outside of families but family. Should they be earned? You know, should these titles be earned or should they be given? And my thing is,
that's some good shit.
My thing is,
good question.
What do our viewers think? Do you think that it should be earned, these titles, or do you think these kids deserve? Well, we already know that through DNA and all that, they are biological, or if they related or not related. The point that I'm addressing is title should be something earned or should it be something that's given? Because earned does sound like given too, because you are being given the title once you earned it. But we speaking on just giving, not earning.
Yeah, address that in the comments too. Like, what y'all think about that? Like, that's definitely a good question. You know, I definitely think we need to just this false entitlement shit gotta go out the window. We gotta bring motherfuckers back to reality. A lot of you motherfuckers got false entitlement. You taking advantage of the title a motherfucker give you. Shit gotta come to an end.
You're abusing it. You're running it in the hole. You don't know when to stop. I remember my stepfather and my mother used to say all the time, you know, they was religious people, and I'm not gonna go too far into the religious aspect, but what I will say is, one thing about religious people and religious, they speak about greed. Now, greed can fit in all kinds of areas. I'm not going to hit it too hard. I'm just going to touch just a little top of it and just say you can have greed into money, food, want anything you want. You just want too much of it. It could be in words. It could be you just learned a new cussing word and you just don't know when to stop or when to cut it off. So most of us just don't know with these titles when to cut off. And I call it taking advantage of a situation that's not even handed to you or been given to you, but you taking upon yourself thinking this is right, and you learn through hardship when you shouldn't have to learn through hardship. Your hardship is as you learn it. Your hardship shouldn't have to be you die, you go to jail, you drop out of school, you end up a street person, you end up on drugs. Those shouldn't be our choices, young or old or middle age. We need to wake up, America, and we gotta think and do better. And I don't know, it look like we about to sign off, but shout out to everyone that I love, and thank you for having me here. School do what it do. You can catch me on all platforms. School do what it do with 2 O's on the end.
Yeah, you know what we got going on. If you don't, you won't fuck around and find out. We out of here.
Also,
Go
like I said, you can find us on all platforms. J9 and School do what it do. 2 different we did a lot of projects together, but we also got our own albums. So look for more coming in the summertime and in the future. Like Pop said, keep your head up. We out.
When they were younger, the state of Maryland has created a dedicated fund